Hello and welcome back to Seekers of Wellness, and welcome to this sunrise flow that we're going to do today. I'm here in beautiful Albany, Australia, and we're going to start off this practice by standing up. So let's meet up in the top of the mat, standing up. All right. First thing first, we really want to start by grounding ourselves and feeling ourselves onto the mat. So see if you can lift off the toes off the mat and then spread them as wide as you possibly can, placing them down again. Then making sure we're spreading the weight equal here between the front ball of the foot and the heel. When we feel ourselves grounding here and we're standing perfectly aligned in between the front and the back, we're going to take a few deep breaths. Inhaling, reaching arms up overhead, slight arch in the back. Exhale, hands to heart center. Two more like this. Inhale up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Last one, guys. Inhale, reach even further this time. Exhale, bring it back down. All right, this time inhale, come all the way up overhead. Exhale, we slowly bend our knees and we bring ourselves to forward fold. Let yourself hang here for a while. If you want, you can grab onto the elbows. We're just trying to decompress the lower back here. And since we haven't warmed up the hamstrings and it's early morning, we want to make sure we're bending those hamstrings as much as needed to not make any pain here in our body. Now, if you're hanging here, take your time to just relax into that neck, maybe shake it out a bit. Let your shoulders and arms be really heavy. With your next inhale, gaze through the front, halfway lengthen. Now exhale, bring hands down onto the mat, step your right leg back and bring the knee onto the mat. We're coming into our low lunge, arms overhead. Exhale, cactus arms, bend the elbows out. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, press into that hip flexor slightly more by coming into that front leg as you bring the arms out. Two more like this. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Perfect. Hands come down onto the top of the mat. Tuck the toes under, lift the knee off, step it to the front, and we come into our forward fold again. Let yourself hang here, relaxing and decompressing the lower back. If you feel like you're hunching your back, please take a moment to slightly lift off your trunk and refold it over the thighs again. This will make sure that we're keeping that lower back straight so that we can really target our back by lengthening it. All right, again, inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, step your hand and left leg back. Lower that knee and inhale, we come up to low lunge. Exhale, cactus arms out through the side. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, cactus arms. Sit into that front knee slightly more, pressing and opening up that hip flexor. All right, last one, you guys. Exhaling. Inhaling. Exhale, bring hands onto the front of the mat, tuck the toes under, lift that knee and step it to your forward fold. Last time, let yourself hang here. If you're comfortable hanging around here, see if you can plant a bit more weight into the front ball of our feet, pressing more weight and lifting, almost lifting off a lot of weight from the heels. Softening the forehead, softening the cheeks and the jawline. Making sure we're not holding our breath as we stand here in our forward fold. All right, inhale, swing your arms overhead, come all the way up standing. Exhale, hands to heart center. All right, I'm just gonna fix my hair quickly. It's a bit wild this morning. From here, inhale, arms come swinging overhead. Now hold this asana and we're gonna lift all the way onto the left leg and swing ourselves to the front to come in to our warrior three. Take a deep breath in here. Then what we want to do is bring our hands into prayer pose. Bend that back knee and come into our Shiva squat. So placing that right leg behind the left and we sink slightly further down. Keep your gaze towards the front or down on to the ground. Now, really flexing that right foot, and then we plant ourselves down and we come into seated position. Bring that right knee onto the mat. Our left foot will be planted on the same spot. We're coming into a bit of a twist here. And important to do is to lengthen and really create space in the spine before we enter a twist. So take a deep breath in, come all the way up. Exhale, we bring ourselves towards the left here. One deep breath in here. And slowly make yourself back. All right, from here, release that right leg and plant it towards the top. We're gonna come into our boat pose. So we're lifting the feet off the mat, arms come reaching front. This is the first variation. If we want to challenge ourselves a bit more this morning, we can just extend the legs here. Find that variation that works for you. It is really hard to keep this as well by leaning back. We can bring ourselves a bit closer. Knees towards the chest. Find that variation that works for your body today. 2 more deep breaths. All right, slowly sink both feet down again. We're gonna switch side, bend that left knee and plant the foot close to your right glute. And then we're coming into a twist. Inhaling, sit up tall. Exhale, twist towards the right. Gaze towards the back or to the side. Making sure we're not contracting our breath here, not holding it, but letting it flow freely in and out through our lungs. One last deep breath in. And let it all out. Slowly coming back. From here, tricky part, we're gonna come up to the Shiva squat and make yourself with your hands in prayer pose. Keep gazing to the floor or to the front. 2 more deep breaths in. Feeling that burn in our right leg. And then slowly make yourself up, extend that back leg and extend your arms to the front, becoming warrior 3. Now from here, slowly swing that leg to the top of the mat and plant it down. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, arms reach overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lengthen. Exhale, step it back to our high plank. Pick your variation, either knees onto the mat or full chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Untuck the toes. Exhale, push back to downward facing dog. Release the toes onto the mat, planting the feet. Extending and elongating the spine. Making room for it. We want our downward dog to feel spacious here. So what we can do to make it feel more spacious in our back is sometimes to move around a bit in it, making our knees bend or lifting our heels off the mat. Making sure that our main target with our asana here is to lengthen the spine. All right, slowly bring that right leg up towards sky, three-legged dog. Bend that knee, and we're going to start to circle our hips here. Try to be aware of the circle here that you're creating. Imagine yourself painting or drawing with the knee onto a paper, and you want to make that circle as round as possible. Perfect. Last one, you guys. And slowly bring that knee and try to tap it onto the right elbow. Bring it back on, extend the leg. One more time. Elbow. And extend three-legged dog. From here, we're coming into our Skandasana. Bend your knee and step front. Now, as we come down here, we want to sink down into that right leg. If this is not possible with our ankle flexibility, we can come up onto the toes here. Make sure to hold your hands as much as you need for that balance as we point that left foot towards sky. One more deep breath in here. If we want to advance a bit more, extend and open your chest, creating space here for your heart to pull forward. And slowly bring your hands back to the front, swing your foot towards the front, and then step it back, downward facing dog. This time we're just going to switch side. Slowly engaging that left leg, swing it up. Perfect. Then bend your knee, start circling the hips. Make that circle as round as you possibly can. Again, imagine yourself drawing a big circle on a piece of paper. One last circle. Perfect. Then we bring that elbow onto the left elbow, the knee to the elbow, sorry. Inhale, extend three-legged. Exhale, tap to the elbow. Inhale, extend. Perfect. Now we're stepping into that Skandasana again. Bring your foot to the front of the mat and sink down into that left hip. So what we want to do is micro bend this leg and really engage the foot, because this secures our knee so we don't damage it. So make sure that you can point the toes upward here. Then if you want a bit more intensity, we can reach out to engage that chest and open up. Perfect. We're really targeting a lot here in this asana. I love little Skandasana. We're opening up the hamstrings, the groin. We're targeting the hip. And as we engage here, we're also coming into a slight twist and to open up the chest. It's a great start of the day. Now slowly swing those hands to the top of the mat. Swing your foot and then step it back to downward facing dog. Now what we want to do is just come to a seated position. I invite you to cross your feet in the middle of the mat and then come seated onto your sitting bones. I'm just going to switch sides on the length of the mat. You guys can do the same if you want, or just sit wherever you are. Now what we want to do is extend one leg at a time. So we're going to start with our left leg, stretching it out through the corner of your mat pretty much. If it doesn't reach all the way, that's good. That's probably because you have a longer mat. Now from here, we want to first bend and focus on our side body. So we don't want to fall and close our chest in towards the mat. We rather want to keep it open. So imagine opening up your right shoulder first of all, bringing it towards the back, and then bending down towards that leg. If your hamstrings feel really tight, we can even bend our knee here fully and then lean over it. Now here, variations are free. We can either reach our arm up, we can keep it behind our back if that serves a better purpose for our body today. Or we can keep it bent close to our head. Find what works for you again. And then take a few deep breaths here, allowing your body to work with the gravity to slowly sink in towards the mat, opening up this whole right side body. One last deep breath in. And come all the way up slowly. From here, we want to see if we can hold on to our hips and shift ourselves over so we're facing that extended leg. Now from here, we're gonna forward fold. Again, feel free to bend that knee if your hamstrings are tight. If we can grab on to our foot, please do. If we can't reach that far, just sitting here is totally fine. We can use a leg as a bit of a guidance and help here to hold on. When we're in these forward folds, we really want to make sure, again, straight back. You're gonna hear me say it loads. So really important to engage the shoulder blades and tuck them together so we're keeping that back straight. Keep gazing towards the front or allow your neck to fully relax and gaze down. One deep breath in here. Release it and then come up to seat position again. Now we're gonna switch sides. So bring that left foot in towards the glutes and extend the right leg out to the corner of the mat. From here, again, bring that left shoulder away from you, facing the other corner of the mat, and then slowly bend yourself down. Find that arm variation that works for you, towards the back of your head, extended, or behind your back. Take your time here again to make sure that we're breathing through this asana. We're not holding the breath. Why I keep talking about this is when we're contracting the body, we're also contracting our muscles in the body, which makes it a bit harder to go deep into asanas. So we want to make sure that we're in a relaxed state when we enter, because we're creating that space in the body. We want to make sure that we're fully engaging into that present moment. One last deep breath. And slowly make your way up to center. As you come center, just hold on to the hips and face over to that right side. And we're bending down over. If you can, again, hold on to the foot or to anywhere on your leg where you can reach. And again, engage those shoulder blades, tuck them together, draw them back. Creating that space for your chest to pull forward. One more breath here. And slowly come all the way up. Bring both foot soles together. And we're coming into butterfly. This is a great little hip mobility and just a bit of a stretch in the hips, externally rotating them. So if you want, you can just find stillness here, or if you want, you can start flexing them, creating a bit of engagement and movement into the hip flex, into the hip joint. But important here is to make sure that we're again securing the knees. So what we want to do, if we're sitting in stillness and want to go a bit deeper, is pressing on the inner thigh, because that makes sure that the knee is like still in the correct space and we're not hovering over the joint. So instead of pressing onto it, which is gonna sometimes cause pain and definitely not good for the knee, we press on the inner thigh and open the inner thigh to open and externally rotate the hip. So this is what we want to do. We can go from one leg to the other, or we can hold on to both of them. Already sitting in this asana for a lot of people can feel really intense, so there's definitely no necessity of pressing and trying to go a bit further. But if you have really open hip joints, this is one way that we can deepen our practice here a bit. All right, slowly letting go and coming into a cross-seated position. From here, we're just gonna bring in a bit more awareness into the neck. We've been sleeping, so maybe we're a bit tight. So bring your hands behind your back and clutch your fingers together and hands together. When we're sitting here, just draw your shoulder blades again together in the back, opening up the shoulders. Sitting and maybe gazing up tall. Try to draw your hands to the floor behind your back. Take one breath here. Then bend your elbows and place and draw the hands to one side. Now, if we place it towards the left, it actually doesn't really matter what side we start with. Then we face and tilt our head towards the left side as well. This gives a really nice stretch in the whole upper part of our shoulder, into the neck as well. Taking your time, maybe we want to close our eyes. I always love just gazing in, slowing down, taking my time to really feel the stretch. One more breath. And slowly release that. Bring it back again, behind our back. Draw the hands to the floor as we gaze up again. Slowly bring that chin back and we face it the other way. Again, tilt that head towards your hands clutched. Last breath here. And slowly release your hands, bring them to the back and let go. Bring your hands to the front. Maybe we just want to shake it out a bit. Let go of any tension, whatever feels good to your body. And we're going to take a few deep breaths here. I invite you to again close your eyes, bring your palms facing up so that they're relaxed, fingers relaxed as well. Find your own pace of breath, not trying to change it, just becoming aware of it. Sitting in the background, just watching the breath. A moment like this is usually when we really want to go away, when we really want to stop and all our thoughts come to our head and we think we need to be somewhere else, we get distracted. So that's the most important part, to stay with your practice. To know that this present moment is as important as the next one. Being here right now is worthy of your full attention. I'm just going to bring in an intention for today, a little mantra. Feel free to join in on it or to pick your own intention for the day. Mine will be, I am grounded. I am free to explore. I am grounded and I am free to explore. Sitting with this intention, or the intention you pick for yourself for today. Breathing in and out with that intention. When you're ready, releasing that intention into the universe, letting the energy guide it towards you to give you exactly what you need. Bring your hands into prayer pose in front of your heart. Slowly bow your head down and take this moment to thank yourself for fully committing to this practice today, for being present, for being in your body and giving it the energy it so fully deserves. I hope you guys will have a beautiful day ahead of you. Lots of love, and if you like my content, please don't forget to subscribe and like this video. It helps me a lot to be able to create more content for you guys. I love you guys.